Hey guys, it is Katie Cakes. Today I'm going to be talking about Romanceopoly. I am a little bit behind because I just found out about it 2 days ago, but I am jumping on the wagon and going to be doing it pretty quickly. So for those of you that don't know, this is what the board looks like. There's a bunch of different challenges you have to do, and each color represents a different genre that you're supposed to read, or a book that you're supposed to read. There is 4 different types of this challenge. The Tourist, which is 11 books. You complete 1 challenge in every neighborhood. So there's 3 blue, you would only have to do 1 of them. And then there's the Wanderer, which you do 2. The Adventurer, you must complete every street in each neighborhood, so everything. Well, all of the colored squares, I should say. And then the Native, which I'm doing, is literally the whole board, which includes every street in every neighborhood, and all the non-neighborhood squares, including completing the mystery challenges and the coffee shops. So yeah, I'm going for all of it. That is a total of 39 books. But I'm also doing mine a little differently. If you are interested in joining the Romanceopoly thing, you can sign up at I don't remember what it's, there's a thing on, there's a website, I'll link it down below. Oh, it's romanceopoly.com. I thought it was something a little more than that, but it's not. But you go to that site, you can join. It gives you all the rules, it gives you the paper printouts. There's the colorful one and a blank one to make your own. But yeah, what I've decided to do is I printed out the colored one, but I'm going to be using this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dice and see which square I land on, and then whenever I complete that, I'm going to cut out the colored equivalent square and put it on there so that I know that I've done those squares. And then I'm also going to print out a tiny picture of the book that I read for that and put that on the square as well. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but I'm going to try, because why not? I'm also going to be doing, it's for like 1 book for each thing, right? But if they are a series, I will be reading the series instead of just the 1 book. So, yeah. So there is a bunch of different categories. So I'm just going to go over some of the books that I own that are in the categories that I picked. So let's see. Leather Lane is here. I found 4 books out of the recommendations. So they have a bunch of recommendations for each thing. I went through them all on Goodreads and read the synopsises and decided which ones I wanted to read. So Leather Lane included the Sookie Stackhouse series, which I've already read, and you're only supposed to be reading new books for this, so unfortunately I cannot do that one. But I did end up finding Some Girls Bite by Chloe Neal, Redheaded Stepchild by J. Wells, and Magic Bites by Iona Andrews. I don't know how to say that. And then there's library squares as well. There's 3 of them, and that's, you can pick any book from any genre that you want, and you will need 3 of them. So I will be reading Mr. Control by Maya Hughes. That's in my living room right now because I forgot to get it for this video. But it was already on my TBR for this month, so it might not be this month because I'm going to be rolling the dice to see what I pick. And then my second book for the library is going to be Gentleman's Sinner by Jodi Allen Malpas and The Protector by Jodi Allen Malpas. So I have those two. And then Kick-Ass Lane, I picked White Trash Zombie by Deanna Rowland. It kind of reminded me of iZombie, so I figured I would like it. The next square is for Downtown, and that is Read a Rockstar Romance. So I've again found 4 books, and I was able to find one as a free ebook, and that was We Own Tonight by Corrine Michaels. So that is the book I will be reading for Downtown. And then there is one of the coffee shops. So for the coffee shops, it's a challenge. The coffee shop. I got too many papers, guys. Too many papers. So the coffee shops are where you go on Instagram and you post different pictures of the coffee shop that's open at that time. So the one for January 1st until March 31st is Romanceopoly Shelfie at Bean's Coffee Shop, and you are supposed to post a picture of your bookshelves. Yeah. So then the next one here is Growing Pains Palace. And for that one, I had quite a few books that I had picked. So I picked the I haven't decided which one I'm going to read yet because I own 3 of them. But one of them was the City of Bones by Cassandra Clare series. I only own these ones. So if I'm going to read these, I will need to pick up the rest of them. And then another one that I own in that one. Oh, by the way, this one is called Read a Young Adult Book, Fantasy or Contemporary. So the next one I have is the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness. I own this whole one, so I could definitely read this one right now. And then there's also the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco. So those are the ones that I picked for this genre, but I don't know which one I'm going to finish or pick to read. I'll probably end up reading the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness just because I own them all. With this one, I would need to buy the other 2, and with City of Bones, there's like way too many to even count. So next, we have this, and it is Mystery Lane. No. Maybe. Mystery Challenge is what it is. So there's a challenge that will be brought up to everybody. This one was announced on February 1st, but I do not know what it is at the time, so I cannot tell you. And then the second one is April 1st, and the third one is September 1st. So there's 3 mysteries, it looks like. So, yeah, the next square is Memory Lane. Okay. So I was able to find 2 from this series as well. That was From Sand and Ash by Amy Harmon and The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. And then we have Women's Ave, which is read a woman's fiction novel. I'm going to be picking up Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I've wanted to read that book for a while, and it fits this one, so why not? And then next there's Dungeon. Read a book with a hero in prison or an ex-con, or read a book from one of Underthecovers or Peacelovebooks fave book boyfriend lists. So for this one, I picked Prisoner by Anika Martin. I read her Kinky Bank Robbers series, and I fell in love with her writing, so I figured why not. And then there is College Row, and I am going to be picking up the How to Date a Douchebag series by Sarah Ney. And then there's Bus. Is that the next one? Yeah, Bus is read a book where the characters have to go on a journey which involves travel. This includes fantasy. So for that, I'm going to be reading Cocky Bastard by Penelope Ward. And then there is LGBT Lane. I'm still trying to find a book for that because it's not something that I really go to. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think on a book for that. And then there is Freedom Fairs, which is read an adult LGBT romance. So again, I'm gonna have to think on one for that. And then we have the Second Coffee Shop, so that's just another one where you post a picture on Instagram. And then there is Sweet Treat, which is read a sweet or small town contemporary romance. So for this one, I found two. So that's Chase Brothers by Lauren Dane and Until November by Aurora Rose Reynolds. Haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, so yeah. And then we have Bad Boys Circus. So for that one, I am going to be... Hi, baby boo. For that one, I'm going to be reading Ride Hard by Laura Kay. I just got this book in Book Outlet, so that's kind of cool that I already own one of the books. And then we have Erotic Eves. So read a smoking hot erotic contemporary romance. I love erotic books, so this one is very easy, and I have like a million that I picked from their recommendations. So it's going to be kind of hard to figure out which one I want to read. But I'm not sure if this is the starting of the book series, but I have this series thing, I don't know, by Laura Leah. The Guilty Pleasure one is on this list. So I'm assuming that it goes with this. Maybe not that one. But I have a bunch of the pleasure books. So, yeah, I'm thinking of reading this one. Yeah. And then there is Fire Station. Read a book with a firefighter hero heroine, or read an on-fire hot erotic romance. So for this one, I have the Hartigans by Avery Flynn, which is, I believe it's Butterface, and then Muffin Top, and then the third one is coming out, Tomboy is coming out this month, I think, February 19th, I think it is. Hello, Lucky. Thank you, baby boy. I love you too. But I also have Flirting with Fire by Piper Rain that I might read. He's a firefighter, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. He's a firefighter, so that would fit, I think. So then we have Warrior's Way. Read a P&R, which involves a band of warriors. That's a paranormal romance. Okay. So I'm still trying to find ones for that because, again, I don't really go for paranormal romances. I don't know why, but I will have to find one for that. And then there's another mystery, and then Magic Row. For Magic Row, I will be reading the Darkest Powers trilogy by Kelly Armstrong. I also have The Gathering, which goes with this series. So I'll be reading this for that. And then there is Creature Crescent. Read a paranormal romance where the hero or heroine isn't human. Shifters, vamps, angels, etc. So for this, I'm going to be reading Succubus Blues by Rochelle Mead. I have the entire series, and I've had it for a while, so why not? And then we have Another Coffee Shop. And then Cozy Corner is read a mystery or cozy mystery. Again, I don't really go for mysteries, so I'm going to have to look into those a little bit more. And then there is Military Muse. Read a romantic suspense with a military hero or heroine. So for this one, I have Wildcard by Laura Leah and The Darkest Hour by Maya Banks. So I'm trying to still find one of those. So yeah. And then next we have Taxi. Read one of Underthecovers or Peacelovebooks recommended hits reads list. So for that one, I am going to be reading Crash Into You by Ronnie Lauren. I've had this book for a while, so I figured why not. And then we have Murder Mill. Read a thriller or romantic thriller. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Stillhouse Lake by Rochelle Mead. And then we have Heartbreak Hospital. Read a book with a doctor, hero, heroine, or read a tearjerker. So now that I've read that, I will actually probably be reading one of my Nicholas Sparks books, because his are always tearjerkers. I'm not sure which one. I have at least 5 of them that I haven't read. But we'll go with 2x2 by Nicholas Sparks for that one. Okay. And then we have Faraway Land. So that's read a fantasy romance or fantasy novel. So for this one, I picked the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas because I haven't read any of them and I feel like I should. So I'm going to try them out. So then I have London Street. Read a steampunk romance or a steampunk novel. So for that one, I'm picking Soulless by Gail Carriger. And then there's Another Library. And then Another Coffee Shop. And Another Mystery. There's also Alien Avenue. Read a sci-fi romance or sci-fi novel. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put there. Maybe The Host. That's sci-fi, right? The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I think it's a sci-fi. It's like a romantic sci-fi. Maybe. I'll double check that. But I think that one might fit there. And then we have Augustin Rowe. Read a classic romance or historical romance on Underthecovers or Peacelovebooks rec lists. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And then there is a Subway. Do we have a Subway? There's the Subway. Oh, Okay. Subway is also known as Uptown. Read a chef foodie romance. Not really sure how this would go there, but okay. Apparently Wallbanger is in that category. So I will be reading that series for there. And then the last one on here is Mayfair, which is read a historical romance where there is a class disparity. So for that one, I also have not found a book yet, but that is the full board, and like I said, I am going to be rolling the dice to figure out which books I will be reading, and that will be how I go about my TBRs. So I know that I had already made my TBR for February, but that obviously will be changing now that I am doing the Romanceopoly. So as soon as I finish reading Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead, which is the last book in the Vampire Academy series, I will be probably rolling the dice 4 times to see which books I will be reading. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, tell me if you've read any of these books and what you think of them. Or if you're just interested in Romanceopoly and you're going to be doing it as well, let me know so I can subscribe to you and watch your journey with it. Bye, guys!